Dieu, tuez-les tous!
Gud, förbarme dig över mig, ty jag har syndat.
Your choice is made.
Every man for himself!
For denying the light, as the righteous hand of the Father, I shall rend you apart. Behold, the power of an angel!
For Britannia!
You're in error to be corrected. I'll show you divine justice!
The Crucifix, one of Chaplain's most important utilities. Yes, I do have a guide on how to get Chaplain, I'll link that in the top right if you need help, but today we are pinpointing and focusing on the Crucifix, and we have a decent amount of cover, so let's dive right in. First things first, how does the Crucifix even work? Well, this is a crowd control weapon for the Chaplain. Since the Blight is seemingly a plague based on Catholicism or Christianity or other religions in that area, it is affected by a Crucifix. So for its stats, it has a maximum duration of 15 seconds. We will get into that. It has a 40-second recharge time, a repel range of 8 studs, and a 32 stud stun range. And of course, when used, the Crucifix also slows down the player. Let's start with the repel and stun abilities.
Your crime is existence. Now this is a fight worthy of God's will!
So, when the Crucifix is used, the Chaplain holds out his Crucifix against the zombies. He has a 32 stud cone of influence in the direction he is facing. This means any zombies in this cone will be stunned, since they fear the power of the Lord Almighty. If they are within 8 studs, they will actually be pushed back from the Chaplain to that 8 stud sort of range. But of course, probably one of the most important things in this video. Remember, Crucifix has a pretty big cone of influence, so what should you not do? You shouldn't sit at the front of your team in a defense point and make the stunned zombies impossible to reach. I've seen this happen so many times, and every time it annoys the crap out of me. As a Chaplain, you should sit behind your team, just a little, at a point where the zombies can get down from where they're hiding, but at a place where they're not gonna reach the players, but the players can reach them. It's where they're stunned before the defense lines, but after where they spawn from. It isn't that hard, it takes a little trial and error, and it just makes everybody's lives way easier. Because when you use the Crucifix at the front, you're just stockpiling a giant horde of zombies, right? A huge horde just stockpiling. And then when your Crucifix runs out, guess what happens? All the zombies come rushing in at once. And nobody likes that. That's just stupid. Utterly nincompoopish. This stun, unfortunately, doesn't work on bombers and headless zombies. They are just built different, I suppose. Maybe they don't follow Catholicism. But on the bright side, it affects every single other type of zombie. Any zombie in the effect radius of the Crucifix halts everything altogether. This includes the runner's pounce attack, a Zero-Seer's charge, anything that any zombie is doing will be halted immediately. As a Chaplain, this can be great if, say, multiple teammates are being eaten alive or a bunch of Zero-Seers are coming for your team. It can help temporarily eliminate the threat of the zombies. Different zombies are also affected differently by the Crucifix. Shamblers and Igniters are stunned for 6 to 8 seconds, Runners are stunned for 8 to 10 seconds, Zappers are stunned for 6 seconds. This counter resets when the Crucifix is used again. You can see this in action when, for instance, you use the Crucifix on a crowd and then walk away from them. They remain stunned for a bit before continuing on their warpath. Further on its ability, this makes certain sections of some maps easier. Take the runner hordes in San Sebastian or Leipzig. You take out your Crucifix and the zombies get pushed back. Do note that while it doesn't work through walls, all you have to really do is just peek your little head in, put out your little stick, and the zombies fear the power of the Lord once more. And for its repel ability, a fun thing you can do with it is force zombies into map hazards. I find it really funny to do that. For example, you crucify a zombie, you use a Crucifix and he just falls off the ledge, goes into a pit of fire. I find it funny. Its abilities also make it a great weapon for covering retreats. A great example is in Roscoff when the church door is closing. Since the zombies can reopen the door when they hoard them up, when they get up on the door, create a huge group, then the door slowly pushes back, but we don't want that, do we? So if you use the Crucifix in Roscoff, it can push the zombies back and keep the doors and stop them from getting in. And finally, a way to cover its limitations of having a cone of influence. Since it more or less only affects zombies in front of the chaplain in that cone, it can be useful to do a bit of a spin if there are zombies on multiple angles. This helps keep the zombies back while your team deals with them.
You insignificant
Now, I mentioned it has a maximum duration of 15 seconds. This is its maximum duration. You can unequip the Crucifix while using it. This will, of course, stop its effects immediately, and decrease the heat meter of your Crucifix by 20% or 2 seconds. That's quite a lot considering it's only 15 seconds long. The same effect can occur if you are grabbed by a Shambler, tackled by a Runner, shanked by a Zurasir. Anything that would unequip the Crucifix will have this effect. And if that happens, there is a 3.5 second cooldown until you can use the Crucifix again. Now, while the 2 second penalty and the cooldown can make it a little inefficient, unequipping and re-equipping the Crucifix for certain areas can actually be really viable. Say there's a short period of time where there's a ton of zombies, and you know you have to use the Crucifix like a little bit later. You can use the Crucifix with the short charge to help your team, and then when you get to the next point you can use it again. Just remember that upon unequipping the Crucifix, the zombies will immediately get back to work, so be prepared. Also note there is a great way to help your team that you should try. When your Crucifix is nearly empty, I'll suggest chucking a retreat call out to your team. This can help let them know that you're almost out of juice. The devs should totally add a chaplain call out with like, "I can't hold them much longer! Ah!" I think that'll be funny.
Be not afraid, sinner. Your devotion to God shows goodness in you, plentiful indeed. The heart is willing, but the body must rest. Is that the best you've got?
Now, for its heat bar. This is the little duration bar that dictates how long you can use the Crucifix for. It can only start being used on a full recharged bar, and it will begin recharging when it has been emptied. This takes 40 seconds. You can speed up this charge by Blessing, which gains 40% of the recharge, and Mercying, which regains the full 100%. Note that Divinity doesn't work. And finally, the most useless fact of the day. Upon use of the Crucifix, it gives you 1 extra frank upon map completion. What are you gonna buy with 1 frank, like one of Bubbles' beard hairs? And that is the Crucifix. It's one of my favorite weapons in the whole game, just because of how versatile and how simply fun it is to use, right? Like you're just pushing the power of God into all these zombies, so that's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. Thanks for watching as always, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you when I see you.